to rumble, is he not?
He is ready to rumble. I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
I love it all. And you wrote most of it, you said.
I can't take credit. In true Donald Trump fashion, the man puts his pen to the paper himself. So it's a lot of his own work.
All right, ladies and gents. False flag number one. Maybe not. Maybe it depends on what you constitute as a false flag and what's related to what. There's been a few weird situations over the last couple of months, you know, since this Iran war has started. But this one here is might be the first one here on the soil, on American soil. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you know of any other events that has happened that could constitute as a false flag. I would love to know. But what happened over the weekend was diabolical, and it clearly was planned. I'm gonna go through the whole situation with you today. Hit the like button, share this stream, and of course, join the team, bloodalytics.com. Link is in the description below, or you can scan this QR code you see on the screen right now to get 7-day free trial of Bloodalytics right now. The hottest scalping system in the game. Look, so I had to start the video off with Caroline Levitt. You know, you can't make this shit. Either it is a simulation situation where the organizers of the simulation is just playing with us. It's very possible that that's the case. You know, we could just be all puppets, as Trump likes to put it, central casting, right? We all could be central casting for this simulation, and Caroline Levitt just another casting member. That's very possible. What are the odds that she would say before the event started that shots would be fired tonight, and literally the Secret Service yelled out shots fired when the assailant ran through like 8 different checkpoints? How did this happen? You have literally president, vice president, you have everybody there, almost like an Ayatollah moment, right? If Iran would have done what we did to Iran 2 months ago, it would have obliterated and decapitated this whole country. Hypothetically speaking, of course, not wishing this on our nation, but I wonder if Iran would have dropped the you-know-what on the White House Correspondents Dinner and, you know, obliterated everyone there. Would our country go into chaos? Let me know what you think about that scenario in the comments below. I would say we would be in a state of chaos here in the United States. I truly believe that we would be. And that says a lot about us as a country. And it says even more about Iran as a country. They sticking together, man. They sticking together. It seems like they have more of a unity around the flag, around the nation than we do today, which is very sad. Very sad. There's so much divisiveness going on in this country. It's no way we could come together in a scenario like that, in my opinion. But at any rate, I digress. This here, I think I've come up with what this was all planned for. Just think, I thought about it and thought about it. It could be a number of things, but seeing how Trump's reaction, and let me play the video so you can see his reaction while the shots were going off. You see how he was nonchalant. He was just chilling. I mean, I know he's gangster. I know this is the second. It was, you know, the shooter didn't get in the room or anything. The shooter wasn't even close, by the way. Which makes it even more of a suspicious situation for me, because the media is spinning it like the guy got all the way into the room or right at the door or even shot in the room. He didn't do any of that. He was on a floor above, nowhere near Donald Trump or the actual room where it was going down. Now, Let Trump tell it. This is the reason why we need a $400 million ballroom. Well, guess what? If you had the same lousy Secret Service detail as you did at the Hilton, it's going to be the same scenario at a $400 million ballroom. It makes no difference. So I don't think that is the true reason he orchestrated this. Because if we back up and think about this, the shooter, if I'm not mistaken, worked for NASA. That's one more, that's a very fringe connection. But here we go with the NASA and the scientists missing and killing and what is going on with all these scientists, right? But you got like a teacher, I think he was a teacher, had no military background, clearly didn't have any knowledge about firearms because the idiot traveled across the country on a train with a 380 and a shotgun. He used pellets. He in his manifesto, he said he chose pellets because he didn't want to kill any unnecessary people and blah, blah, blah. What kind of person is going to the extent of crashing out and caring about anything or anyone? A 380 ain't gonna do shit for you. Going into an area where you've got multiple secured checkpoints, a 380 is not going to do a damn thing. In a civilian scenario, possibly. I have a couple 380s that I carry occasionally if I want to carry light and very low concealment footprint, but that's not the weapon of choice. If you're really about to do this, crash out, that's not the weapon of choice, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to this extent, you might as well do it right. You've traveled by train for days to get to DC from California. It seems like this is yet another MK Ultra. I hate to continue to use this, but if you don't believe in this mind control programming tactic, you need to do your research because it is very real. It has not been shut down, as they like to say. They're still using these tactics, and I think this is what they use on this gentleman, Cole, and I think they use this on the Butler sniper, and hell, possibly the guy that tried to assassinate Trump at the golf course. These people are just out of nowhere, just pop up on the scene ready to kill and assassinate people. I believe he has some help, and it is, again, out of the playbook of the CIA, FBI, and other agencies to do something like this. Now look, so he runs through the checkpoint. We'll play the video right here.
What's going on here, Ren? Like how egregious is it? You're right. They're taking down all the security measures while the president is sitting there with the first lady.
They are doors away from the president, right? And the only reason the doors are closed is for noise. And by the way, as we know, any of the dignitaries, any of the people there going to the bathroom are in that exact same hallway, obviously,
yes,
like we know, we've heard that story.
Yes.
But you can see these guys think the show is over, right? This is a culture problem. It's a tactical problem.
He sprints through the checkpoint, as you just saw. It takes the guy in the front. He couldn't even get his gun out. This is Secret Service, by the way. He's like, it's like 1,000, 1,000. He finally pulls his gun out after 3-4 seconds, and there's like 4 or 5 guys shooting in that direction. How is this guy not Swiss cheese? It doesn't make any sense. We're talking about trained shooters, Secret Service, creme de la creme of personal protection and personal security. Were they firing rubber bullets? Like, I don't understand. The guy did not get hit. How do you have this guy not get hit at all? The one person that gets hit is another Secret Service member, which now it looks like it was friendly fire.
The other thing I want to highlight is I do believe, unfortunately, there's probably friendly fire, which often can happen in these chaotic situations if the training is not good, right? And I want to actually point to the 3 gentlemen, the 3 officers against the wall. If you stop at the very beginning, the guy in the middle, let's see those three arrows down. Watch that guy in the middle. He drops very quickly. And it looks like, I believe potentially, he may have been shot by the guy whose back is towards us, shooting at the subject as he's running towards them.
You can't make this shit up, ladies and gentlemen. And the icing on the cake, what really just disturbs me, ladies and gentlemen, and really should disturb you, if true, I believe it is because we're still in a government shutdown, partial shutdown. this should really disturb you. I'm hearing that these Secret Service members are not getting paid right now. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but this is what I'm hearing, that Secret Service is not even getting paid. So these guys are risking their lives to protect the ruling elite class, political class, and they don't even care that their protection is not getting paid right now. Any number of them in that room, because it was billions of dollars worth of wealth in that room, tens of billions, any one of them or collectively, they could have paid these individuals. That's how low and less of a factor they view working class, middle class, and even upper middle class people in America. They don't care about us. It's a constant insider trading scheme. They're extracting wealth from us through property taxes, income taxes, DMV tax this and parking tickets that, and all the way from the top, from the federal level down to the municipalities. They're taxing us to death. And we can't even pay our Secret Service men and women. If this is true, this is utterly inexcusable. And so while these politicians go to a dinner on our dollar, right? We're paying for it. That's the diabolical part. We're paying for it. While they're at these, this fancy dinner, laughing, cackling, kikiing. People are in an uproar and an outrage about this unsuccessful attempt at, doing what, didn't achieve anything other than friendly fire. Secret Service getting friendly fired on. They didn't even shoot the dude. But while that is happening, during that weekend, we had 45 deaths from shootings and 113 people shot across America in that same 72-hour period. Even in Washington, D.C., Trump, I have to give him credit for this. He did come in and really tighten up on the safety for citizens in Washington, D.C. At this point, I'm just not believing anything. I'm wondering, what is the crime rate in Tehran? I wonder, in the city proper of Tehran, I wonder what the crime rate is. I might have to look that up, comparing to Washington, D.C. I really wonder. See, we're being fooled, Americans. We are being very, very manipulated and fooled to think things are just Gucci. We're number one at everything. We do it the best. Everyone wants to be like us. That's why we have to go in and save every country and upend their many times democratically elected officials, because it's all in the name of liberty and democracy. But it's nonsense. I've been drinking the Kool-Aid for far too long, and I'm finally realizing it took for Trump to really do the okie dokie on us, the banana in the tailpipe, for me to realize Democrats, Republicans, Crips and Bloods, Blues and Reds, they're all the same gang. And they work for it. So it's like so crazy. They work for a country of 9 million people, the size of New Jersey. That's who controls everything, just about everything in this country. It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. So, to sum it up, I think I know why this happened. Every crisis is an opportunity for the powers that be to take one more foot of freedom away from us. Just inch by inch. It adds up. I'm starting to think maybe this isn't technically or really about Trump and building the ballroom. And maybe it's not about Trump trying to create some type of empathetic tone for himself in the eyes of Americans right now, because he's polling horribly, right? It's getting worse and worse. Maybe it's not that. It definitely has nothing to do with Iran. They didn't pull that angle. But I'm thinking that you might start seeing TSA-like activities at your train stations coming up. That's what I'm thinking this was a play on, to take yet another liberty away from us, another governmental agency created to suck more dollars away from us. The government is the number one employer in this country. That's a damn shame. In this so-called capitalistic society, why is the government the number one employer? That sounds communist to me, or socialist, or whatever. I don't know which one. It ain't capitalism. It ain't free markets. It's definitely not that. You let me know in the comments below what you think this false flag was all about and what were they trying to accomplish with this move here, because there were too many things lined up to show that this could not be just a random event that happened and oops, another slip up by a Secret Service. I just don't I don't buy it, ladies and gents. I'm gonna leave you with this video of a Fox News reporter talking about Caroline Levitt. She was sitting next to her and her husband told her, be very careful during the event and right before the shooting. And then she was going on to say something about why he said this, and they cut her off. What was she about to say? You know, they have like a 5-second delay, 10-second delay on live feeds from, you know, the mainstream media. I wonder what she said, because she said something and they heard it, but they cut her off before it hit the live feed. Let me know again in the comments, what do you think this whole shooting at the White House Correspondents Dinner was about?
I want to just quickly tell you, I was sitting next to Caroline Levitt, the press secretary's husband. He was one of our guests. He was seated right next to me, and you know, right as the dinner was starting, you know, the national anthem happened, and then he kind of leaned over and said, you know, I watched you on TV, you do a great job. You need to be very safe. And he was just very serious when he said that to me. And he kind of looked around the room and he said, you know, there are some...
Sounds like we lost Aisha's phone there. And this happens, by the way, especially when you have so many people attempting to utilize the same cell service at the same time.
There you have it. Hit the like button, share the stream, and don't forget to join the team, bloodalytics.com. Link in the description below. If you're into trading or you want to get into trading, this might be a tool, a powerful tool for you to extract all the alpha from trading crypto markets and other markets as well on a daily basis. Check it out, bloodalytics.com. Again, scan this QR code to get a 7-day free trial. I'm out of here, people. Holla!
Yo, it's Crypto Blood, Detroit flow, screaming from the D, knowing what to show. Indicators are on point, OG since 12, investing in trade, living life like a pro. I rock it.